Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be Clem and Serral from Home Story Cup 2026 for the Patreon cast of the week. Top left, it is Clem. Bottom right, it is Serral. These two players are nemesis. Extractor tricking is Serral to get 15 out of 14 supply, a trick that has come back into fashion the last couple of years. Good to see the meta evolving in StarCraft 2, and let's see how Clem handles this, right? Handling Serral sometimes looks easy for him, sometimes looks pretty hard for him, so we'll see how he can do today here on Ruby Rock. So it's going to be a 15 hatch here after an extractor trick from Serral, just a little bit of an earlier hatch that cannot be punished by an SCV coming down to block it, especially on this map. It's a long rush distance. Gas coming up for Clem. Not going to be a gasless expand. Going to be a Reaper expand. Reaper for scouting. Reaper for killing. Can he get a kill against Serral? The answer is going to be maybe. Right? Serral, again, very good with micro, as all of the Zerg players that are at a high level with him are. So again, thank you for being a patron of mine at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month if you're watching this the week of March the 5th, 2026. Appreciate you being out there. Appreciate you supporting me on that site. It's a good place. They take basically maybe less than 1% of your donation every single month because I've been there for so long. They grandfathered me into the old system. New system, a little bit more is taken, but I am a grandfather at this point. I've been there for like 10 years, over 10 years. So basically 99.6% of your donation goes to me. If you want to support me here on YouTube, you can as well by clicking the join button down below. But YouTube does take about 30% of the cut, so just keep that in mind. Patreon.com/FalconPaladin, best place to support me on a monthly basis, and PayPal as well, right? Just FalconPaladin@gmail.com. That's how you can support me monetarily, with most and the vast majority of your donation going to me instead of overhead for the platform you're donating on. Reaper heading out. What's going on here? Says the Reaper. SCV says, yeah, I was a hatch first. Maybe you can get a Ling kill here. If it was a pool first, then just go home, Mr. Reaper. But it's not. So here we go. Clem being very, very safe here at Home Story Cup versus Serral, as you need to be. Ba-bam. Reaper attack. KDA charge coming down. Can we get a kill? Queen pops out, says no. You can't. Get out of here, stupid Reaper. I know you can heal up with your combat drugs, but get out of here. Do your drugs somewhere else. Queen here as well, saying this is a Reaper hop-up spot. It is marked by the, by the map maker. Boo, boo. Got a starport coming up. We have a factory with Hellions, and everything is very, very standard here in this TVZ in 2026. No surprises from Clem. No surprises here from Serral either. But there is a Roach Warren. Wait, where? Oh, back here. Clem doesn't see the Roach Warren. Okay, that's going to be a surprise. First surprise of the game is a Roach Warren. I'm excited about this. Kapah, kapah, Reaper says. And Lings being very, very careful. Speed is not quite done. Speed is getting started here because the Roach Warren is more important in Serral's estimation. It's going to be a Roach Ravager 2-base attack here. Oh, he sees the Roach Warren. These Hellions roasting up drones. All right, 4 drones have already been killed. 31 to 29 workers here in favor of Serral. Not the advantage he would hope to have. And this Hellion has 3 kills. 4 drones have gone down. 5 drones total and 2 Lings. And oh my gosh, roasting up again. 7 drones on the running total right now. 8 drones blocking the ramp, protecting the drones. Queen's helping as much as they can here, but dude, it is now 8 drones have been killed in the first 4 minutes. Third base on the way up on the right side from Serral. Clem just sending across Hellions. We've got Cloak with Banshee as the follow-up here. We've got a Lair done from Serral. Speed for the Roaches, speed for the Lings here. And I think it's going to be a Roach Ravager attack here in just a couple of minutes. Is Clem going to be ready for it? I think he is, man. Banshees are so good against Roaches and Ravagers. They cannot shoot up. Corrosive Biles are easy to dodge. You can shoot up technically with Ravagers. Corrosive Bile does hit air targets, but again, it just shows you where it's going to land. And then 2 seconds later, it lands. At this level, that might as well be 30 seconds. It's like, okay. So we launch a Corrosive Bile. We're ready. Da, 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 da. Oh, I guess I should move my Liberator. I guess I should move my Marines. I guess I should move my Banshees. And it's so easy for players like Clem. So again, Corrosive Bile for stationary targets. Cloak Ban... Oh my gosh, no detection? Serral, it's 5 minutes here. There's the Overseer, but no Spore in the natural base. 4 kills. 4 kills for that Banshee. She is still alive in this dead airspace behind Serral's main here. Dude, 12 drones down at the first 5 minutes and 23 seconds. And look at this, whiling away on these drones. This is whittling them away. Get away from here. Get away from here. There are Banshees out. Serral's like, I think I've been hard countered right now. These roaches are bad against Banshees. Look at this. Ow. Ow. Look at all these wounded roaches here. Look at this. No Spore at the third base either. Finally, a Spore comes down. But, dude, Clem just working miracles here against Serral. I don't think I've seen Serral look this bad since, let's say, the Esports World Cup, where Clem dominated Serral 2 years ago now. Burrow on the way from Serral, I guess to hide from the Banshees, but there's Scan. Scan is available for Clem here. I don't think Burrow is a very effective thing to do against a Terran player like Clem, but all right, Serral, what's going on? Banshee with 1 kill. Aw. Hellions all over the place here. Roaches good against Hellions, but look at this. Look at this attack. Third base, expand while attacking, as Day9 once told me 15 years ago, and by golly, I still remember it to this day. Tunneling Claws on the way, too. Okay, so Burrow with Tunneling Claws here from Serral. Big fan. Loving what we're seeing there. But bam, Roaches. Not very good against Siege Tanks, not very good against Marines with Stim. Combat Shield not quite there yet. +1 attack. It's a little bit of a +1 timing attack, but not quite there for Clem. Overlord down. Yes. All right, Clem. You're in a position to win this game here. Can you win with this push, or will Serral push it back? Supply blocking Serral. 2 Overlords down. Supply blocking at 122 supply. We've got upgrades for the Roaches. We've got missile attack. We've got +1 ground carapace. There we go. +1 infantry weapons down and complete. Combat shield finishing up here in just a couple of seconds as well. Serral, 4th base. And a Burrow Roach. Dun, 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 dun. Secret mission in uncharted territory. Can we... SCV, surprise! You did not see the likes of me, but I am here. Ba-bam. Burrowing again. 6 SCVs down. We've got Roaches in the main base doing the same thing here. Big fan of this. Oh, yeah. This is delicious stuff. 10 SCVs down. All right. All right. I'm liking this from Serral. The Roaches are dead. Well, these Roaches are alive. And then Burrowing, getting out of there. But stutter step, stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. And, oh my gosh, how many Roaches have died at this stage of the game? 18. 18 Roaches down. Again, Scans versus Burrow. Who will win? The answer is going to be Scans. This Roach boat cleaned out as well. So 12 SCVs have been killed. Total of 15 drones and 12 SCVs down in the early stages of this game. What a chaotic game this is. Burrow Roach against Terran. I don't think I've seen this in a long time. Burrow Roach fairly common against Zerg players, but man, against Terran. Again, Scans are available. There are 3 orbitals constantly regenerating energy. And Scans are not a problem for Clem at this point. But again, 14 SCVs have gone down. That was fairly effective. Here from Serral. Income tab says that Serral is ahead, just barely. Army value tab says that Clem is ahead pretty substantially. What is... Oh, Cloaked Banshee again. 7 kills on this Cloaked Banshee. And we can get drones here as well. Look at this. Oh, good pull. Great pull by Serral. Oh, getting a snipe anyway. More Burrowed Roaches coming into the main base. Dude, Serral. If your target here, I guess, is the mineral line, Burrowed Roach is top right. Burrowed Roach is just kind of parked on the ramp. Okay, I guess maybe you're going to get a tank as it comes down, but a tank came down. It didn't do anything. +2 attack for the Roaches and the Ravagers is on the way. +2 attack almost done as well for the Terran player. We've got Roaches versus Marine Marauder Siege. Oh my gosh, that is so much. Finally popping up. Okay, killing a Marauder. killing another Marauder. A siege tank is here, but Clem is very dangerous right now, man. Look at this. Roaches. So many roaches. I just kind of feel like we're making roaches here. Ravagers. Maybe trying to take down these tanks. Yes, there we go. Tanks can't run from corrosive bile. But look at this attack. 69 to 94 army supply. Hatch down. Big fan of that. And look at this. Stutter stepping forward means you are just so sure you're going to win this battle. But Clem's like, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. But just Roach Ravager against Marine Marauder Siege Tank is not something that I really ever like to see in StarCraft. I'm not sure why Serral's doing it this way. But tank down. Another tank to fall back to. More tanks reinforcing. 79 to 52 army supply. Roaches inside your mineral line. That's okay. We can clear them out. With, again, tanks and Marauders. Dude, come on, Clem. Just pushing. And Army Value tab says everything right now. Serral lost so many Roaches and Ravagers to this excellent Marine Marauder medevac tank setup. There's no splash damage against any of this stuff from Serral, and I just don't know why people go Roach Ravager against Terran. I don't ever see it work. Unless you're on the offensive and the Terran player's not quite ready for it and he doesn't have any Banshees, and then yes, that can actually work. But man, once the Terran gets into 2-2 upgrades, which they're working on, +3's on the way, once they have the tanks out, that's your GG. Game 1 of the Sneaky Twofer is up. Clem gets the win. And yeah, Serral, I'm just not a huge fan of their strategy, obviously. Income tab looking, or army size looking bad. Income tab looking bad. Battle report looking bad here, too. That final battle, 81 Roaches and 7 Ravagers went down. Ugh, resources destroyed by Clem. 8,500, 10,000, 10,000, and maybe 6,000 were destroyed by Serral. That's not going to work out. That is not going to work out at all, especially after losing the 4th base, and you're just a 3-basing player. So yeah, all of the charts telling us that, yeah, Clem knows what's up. Just 107 Roaches died. Did they get the damage they needed to make up for the fact that 107 Roaches died? No. Definitely not. Anyway. All right, let's go to game number 2 here. Again, this is our dude. This is our dude, Clem. Can he do it again here against Serral in game number 2? Stick with it. Tap that like button. Click it if you have to. Game 2 of the Sneaky Twofer is on Winter Madness. Top left, it is Clem. Bottom right, Serral. Good snowy map for a snowy part of the year in some places in the United States. I didn't have to shovel my driveway for the entire winter, man. It is March right now, and I didn't shovel once in the Salt Lake Valley. But the East Coast got hammered. The Midwest got hammered by snow. Florida got hit by snow. Texas got hit by snow. Canada is in the deep snow. I don't know why everything missed Utah this year, but it was weird. The weirdest winter I've had since I've been living here. I was born here, and then I spent a couple years. I spent like maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years outside of Utah. But other than that, for my 43 years, I have been here the entire time. Hatch first in at 15 supply, or 16 supply, sorry, Serral. Not extractor trick for game number 2 here. And yeah, most TVZs kind of finish around 10 minutes like that, right? A timing attack with stim, with combat shield shows up. It's really, really hard to hold for Zerg players. If they can hold that, then in the late game, I think Zerg's ahead. But man, if you can do that as a Terran player, you can win a lot of TVZs. So, extractor and a pool. Waiting with that drone. If you're waiting with a drone, or waiting with an SCV or a probe to get enough resources to throw down a building, don't worry about it, man. Serral does the exact same thing sometimes. So again, Clem's like, no reason to change it up. Last game went very, very well for me. He made Roaches for some reason. Just, you know, to keep me on my toes. But yeah, there are so many answers to Roaches. Tanks do bonus damage to Roaches. Marauders, bonus damage to Roaches. Banshees do incredible against them too. Even Marines, which are pretty squishy once they get up to that +2 attack and stim. And combat shield, Roaches really struggle to get through that, especially with medevac support. Once again, Clem is scouting. Terran players, if you're not scouting your Zerg opponents to see if they went hatch first or pool first, Clem does it. You should do it as well, man. And there it is. So scouts it, says, all right, we can send the Reaper across. Neat stuff. What else is going on? Home Story Cup was a lot of fun. Big fan of that one. We got Baby Marine out here. that Rainer's little brother is actually playing and competing. He competed in Home Story Cup. Really fun to see kind of just the younger kids showing up to StarCraft and keeping the sport alive without a doubt. Reaper, whoppa, whoppa. That's right. Get out. Get on out of that place. Bam. KD8 charge. Catching. Queen pops out. And whoppa, 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 whoppa. As one does. A little bit of lost resources there. Did have to cancel the spore. Yeah, that was a spore. Well, there we go. Third base, sub 3 minutes. Classic stuff here from the Terran. Nothing is crazy in this game either. What's the first surprise going to be? Right, in the last game, it was the Roach Warren. In this game, it feels like this is going to be a Roach Warren. Why is this drone sitting back here? What are his plans? What are his dreams? Did he come back here to run away from the Reaper and Serral forgot about him? He's trying to get this base down. And, blocks the drone from, okay. All right. We got to talk about that one. We're rewinding. So look at this. SCV blocks. I talk about this constantly. Block the third. So you got to bring a queen over here, right? KD8 charge. Bam. Buys time for the block. KD8 charge coming in again eventually here. Drone says, okay, queen's up. We can get back in here. Excellent. And, okay, taking some hits from the SCV. And, no, blocking the attempt to get an extractor there. And then sniping the drone and getting out of there with their lives. And KD8 charge again allows the SCV to flee to sick play. And the delay, 3:24 on the third hatch. Want her to be sub 3 minutes. Or at the worst, maybe, yeah, sub 3 minutes for sure. Maybe 2:20, maybe as early as 2:30 as well. But no, that's the delay. That's a huge friggin' deal. All right. Well, queens are out to defend because that's what they do. Reaper. Hellions here too. Not very good against the queens, obviously, but can snipe some of the lings or some of the drones. They're going to have a good time. So, yeah, Reaper gets a drone kill today. 2 kills on that guy. What is that? Yeah, 1 ling and 1 drone. Combat drugs are not kicking in because you're still in combat, sir. Be careful, Mr. Reaper. And yeah, I rewinded, so it screws up the image here of Clem. We get Samwise DDA down there. As usual, Ling's coming up the left side. Let's see anything. What's Serral going to do? Baneling Nest? Lair? Spire, maybe? Evolution Chamber, not that weird. Third base still hasn't landed. Doesn't really have the wherewithal to defend it super well. Ling gets into the natural base. Trying to kill a mule and is not going to kill a mule, but lost mining time there. Not bad. Not bad against a mule. Not even terrible. Oh, this is pretty good from Serral getting in there. Thought about getting us around on those Marines, but too many Marines for that to happen. Third base lands from Clem. Lings maybe could have done something about that, but instead they went into the natural, kind of had to fall back tragically. So, what's the play going to be here, Serral? Something. It's got to be a Spire, got to be a Baneling Nest, got to be something along the lines of anything but Lings and Queens. This is how I play StarCraft, though. This is what I do with Zerg, right? You get up to 3 bases, right? You're saturating like crazy. You get a lair, and then you get something like a Baneling Nest. Then you get something like a Roach Warren, which I very rarely do, but sometimes. Then I'll get a Hydra Den, maybe a Lurker Den. But just drone, right? Get a 4th base up there, too, around 5, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Can Clem cancel this? Possibly. Possibly, yes. Possibly. Oh, yeah, look at this. The transfuses are good, but not cancel on the hatch. Nevertheless, man. Clem gets the damage done. Let's do it up here. 1 Ling in here trying to get some kills, but a Marine pops out, says no. Dropping into the main base. Clem says, what's up, what's up? We're going to unload here. No, too many Lings for that. Yeah, when you're unloading, it's 1 Marine at a time, and they're so vulnerable, and it's such a terrible time. The Queens are like, all right, we have enough Queens now, right? Oh, no, Clem says. You don't have nearly enough Queens. Ah, Queen dies, actually. Creep spread's kind of important. You can't transfuse off Creep. Oh, he gets a cancel on the hatch again. The remnants of the creep from the hatch when it was up for 2 seconds allows him to get a transfuse off and kill a couple Marines there. But, okay, delay on the 3rd, double cancel on the 4th, and this is looking terrible for Serral. What's the follow-up? I don't know. Siege tanks, medevacs, Clem says, you know, standard anti-Zergy stuff. Macro hatch, production tab, help me, infestors. Is it just Ling Infestor? +2 attacks on the way from the Lings. Ling Infestor, interesting strategy. Can work against Terran. If you fungal those suckers and get a surround on them with good upgrades on the Lings, especially that Carapace upgrade, which he's working on, you can do pretty well here. It was better when fungal was an instant cast instead of a projectile, obviously, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if Serral can make this thing work. If anyone can do it, Serral can do it. So let's keep an eye on it. Okay, this is bad for Clem. Holy smokes. Okay, good positioning, though. Getting up. Yeah, SCV's body blocking a little bit there. 7 SCVs go down into the 3rd base. Maybe Siege Tank on the high ground, providing a little bit of, support there. All right, SCV dies that way. That's the fungal. Okay, that's the fungal Ling stuff we're talking about. And a tank gets picked off. Does not get unsieged and picked out of there. The command center is delayed temporarily as the SCV dies. The first fungal of the day is pretty darn effective. All right, Serral. Sneaky 2 for could be a win for the Zerg. Could be a win for the Terran. That's how this works. I like keeping you on your toes sometimes. All right. No, yes, no, absolutely not. Great, wonderful stuff. So, Marines. Widowmines coming out. Serral getting a new 5th base. Well, just a 5th base, not a new one. It's the first 5th base he's tried to build. Lings. And getting a cancel on that command center would be huge. No, it finishes, it lifts, it's on fire, but it's alive for now. Lings can't do anything about it. This is way more aggressive today, but Widowmine's cleaning that thing up. Marines come up, get a cancel on the 5th. Fungal does catch a bunch of those dudes. And again, the upgrades, the Carapace upgrade is there on these Lings. They've got a +1 attack and a +1 armor. But man, that +2 is kind of key here. Also getting Adrenal. Oh, okay, man after my own heart. He is rushing Adrenal out here in conjunction with the fungal. He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern too. Can he make Ultralisks work in StarCraft? He's really slowed Clem down a bunch, but he's lost a bunch of hatches too. Let's see if that works out for him. I don't know. Ultras are not very good. Haven't been good for a while in StarCraft. Let's see what we get. Okay, that medevac is just taking the hits, but it's alive. The Liberator takes some hits, and it's alive too. Not sure what the medevac is for. Was there anything in the medevac? Don't think so. Clem pushing front while liberating your 3rd base or 4th base. Thank you very much. Nice fungal again. And the fungal guys are going to die. Fungal is a death sentence at this point. These Lings have that +2 attack. They're working on +3. Adrenal finish. Like, maybe engage when Adrenal's done. You only have to wait. There it is. It's done. So Adrenal is done. Chitinous Plague's on the way for the Ultralisks. No Ultralisks in production. But yeah, Ling Infestor with Adrenal. Working on +3 attack here. Working on +2 Carapace. The Marines are sitting here at +2, +1 on their upgrades. Combat Shield, Stim, etc. Ghost catching EMPs on the Infestors would be really good too. Production capability says no. And I don't see a Ghost Academy in the Structures tab either. So not going to get any EMPs here. Going to have to deal with it with a more traditional way of just kind of eating, eating the fungal. Look at him he's not sending the whole group up because he knows what the problem is here. Crackling's fighting. Crackling's all over here, though, at the 3rd base, at the natural base, trying to do both sides at the same time. Both players very capable of doing it. And no! Can't get any requisite damage on the other side of the map. Can't handle what's down here. The army value looks like this. And that's a GG, man. Wow. Yeah. Tried to go Ling Infestor Queen. With fungals. Absolutely crazy stuff there, man. What a great play there from Clem. He's just like, you know what? Fine, I'll eat some fungals. I'll lose some stuff. I'm going to lose 6,000 resources, but 9,000 lost by Serral. Death. Death to the Outlaws for that one. So that is a good game. Clem just straight up goes 2-0, takes down Serral, and is an absolute just menace here in Home Story Cup, which, again, he can do. He's been known to do this. 200 Lings died. At least he got the Adrenal for them, though. 56 Marines went down, so the cost efficiency there is favoring the Terran for obvious reasons. Got Queens dead, Infestors dead, Liberators, tanks getting picked off there as well. But just not enough damage on the other side of the map. There were Widow Mines. There were Liberators. It was so hard to get anything done. And Serral's just like, I got a big army on my side of the map. The Lings are just hard to get damage done on their own. And my gambit did not work out here, and that's a GG. And it is. All right, man. Clem looking good. Serral looking a little bit lost, but sometimes he does that. Sometimes he does that. He looks a little lost against Clem every once in a while. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.